1 year ago, this studio was non-existent. I was still back in the city center of Düsseldorf in my old studio, which was a Dolby Atmos, fully prepped mix room that was also enabled to record Foley in there in terms of the acoustics and in terms of the concrete floor that was in there. I spent a lot of time to design this room together with MB Acoustics shoutouts and together with digital audio services. Unfortunately, after finishing the whole project and everything finally worked with all the lighting, all the digital infrastructure, implementing Dolby Atmos through Dante into Ravenna, this all took so much time. All this work put in, and then I got a divorce and had to tear down the whole studio, including letting go of the Dolby Atmos infrastructure, also the Ravenna audio interfaces, my S1 dock, all the stuff that I was leasing basically, I had to let go. And then I found this place, which is half an hour away from where I was living before, a little bit outside of the city, directly sited next to the Rhine River, which is a very beautiful area to live in. And on this property here, there is a house, a little house where I can live. There is an old stable that I use as my storage for all the props. And there is this small building next to the house on the same property. That is now my studio. It was kind of a double garage, not used for a car, but more for storage of the gardening equipment. And here in the back, there was a workshop of the owners, who is a carpenter. And therefore, he also installed a nice wood floor into this room. This was from a building next to here that was teared down. And then when they did tear it down, he rescued the wood floor from this building because this was a restaurant and people could dance there. So this is a vintage dancing floor, let's say. This was so nice for me to find, because I have this poured concrete floor in the first 2/3 of the room, which I'm using here to do the footsteps and all the impacts on hard surface, non-resonant, beautiful floor. And then in the back I have this wood area that is also resonant. There's a little bit hollow space beneath the wooden panels, and on top of that I brought my designed wood floors and I just laid them on top of this. So I have a variety of different floors now that I can use. I also installed this table, and there's another table here to do all the props there. I could also do some wood creaking with the other table here. I showed that in one of my reels already. Because this desk was in the house for having dinner on, and they told me that I can do with this table whatever I want. So I bought a new table or a new desk and took that one here into the studio, because it has this nice creaking from the structure. So when I push onto the desk, it has this nice creak. So therefore I can use that for designing my wood creaks, and having it on the floor here, I get another resonance from the whole floor of the room, and that is really great. This studio was built, I think, exactly 1 year ago. We started building it. We had to tear down a wall here that was exactly at the verge of where I'm sitting here. And then we had also a couple of other things to do. So there were just very thin windows here in the garage. So we put a second layer of windows, acoustically rigid windows, so that I still have some daylight come in, but acoustically way better to not let sound come in. And there was also a couple of thinner spots within the wall. So we filled up those spots with stones, basically, to make it the same thickness that the rest of the building has. Then we also had to build a full wall in the beginning of the building here, because there was only this wooden gate, let's say, that was closing the whole thing down. So a lot of cold air can come in, and then also all the sound comes in, of course. So we built a solid wall with an acoustic door inside. So I can now enter the building through this door, and the gate, the wooden gate, is still in front of that. Yeah, so that is the process that we undertook before we could then finally bring in all the acoustics and the gear and the props. We had to do a heat insulation because I'm using an AC here to heat and cool the building or the studio. And without this heat insulation that is now here on the wall, the room would be impossible to heat during the winter. And now it's January, so it really pays off. Hopefully my electricity bill will be in a realm that is not insane through that investment. After that was done, we then started to bring in all the acoustic treatment that I had designed with MB Acoustic for this Dolby Atmos studio that I was working in before. And this now is all here, not really measured. So we didn't measure the room again properly like we did in the last room, because this room is not designed for doing Dolby Atmos. This room is not designed for even mixing music or mixing movies in here. It's really built to do Foley in here and to do all my coaching and mentoring and all these things. So I'm back with my Gaitine RL906 speakers, stereo set, not more than that. For now I'm good to go working here on movies, also on video games. I really got to know this room throughout the year. I finished, I don't know, maybe 3 feature films within 1 year, and at least 6 TV movies. Yeah, a couple of advertisements and other stuff, smaller things. Yeah, and I'm really happy that I am here today sharing this with you, and hopefully we can continue this journey together. I really appreciate that you follow my accounts. And now bringing on the YouTube long format stuff is something I'm really passionate about. Pro Audio Secrets podcast is coming. And also the Pro Audio Academy is something that I'm really passionate about. More than a year ago, I started coaching people how to implement a modular Foley setup within their edit suite. And that was very successful. Everyone who took the coaching with me could then come up with great results in their edit suite. So the coaching actually worked. The scalability of this was just not the thing that I'm looking for. You know, the value that I can give is, I think, more than just those couple of people that I shared this very niche knowledge with. So therefore I'm building this mentorship community called Pro Audio Academy. And the goal here is really to give out all the industry experience and best practices, and also the network that I have, to people who really want to start out in the industry and struggling with the fact that everyone is hesitant with hiring now, and especially the junior positions are at stake at the moment because companies are not willing to invest in people coming from uni and then just seeing them leave after 9 months for an intermediate position at another company. Stuff like that is happening at the moment as we speak in 2025, and I want to help you if you come and get the knowledge with me together up to spec, up to standards of the industry. You know how I do all my work and other professionals do their work. So you have a blueprint from the industry that you can take and practice your own stuff then with that knowledge. And you have constant feedback loops with me and other teachers in the academy. And I'm looking for beta testers as we speak. So in January 2025, I will open up 50 spots for beta testers who are willing to invest 6 hours per week up until September 2025, and then we're gonna launch this community together, and you will be founding members and onboarding buddies, and you have already learned a lot of stuff, and then you can continue your subscription until next year January, and then you can renew it or not. But I think this will be really worth your while, and you can make a difference in 2025 through joining the Pro Audio Academy. So if this is for you, just DM me or comment on any reel or story on Instagram or LinkedIn or YouTube the word industry, and then I will send you a link to set up a meeting with me, and then we can discuss details. I can inform you about more things that I want from you and that you can get from this. So therefore, please watch out for everything that comes along your way and take on the chances that are given to you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following. Peace, the Foley teacher.